if it's empty again. I don't wanna feel your cold, cold hands. I don't wanna spend another night alone again.
Hey, traders. Welcome to episode 832 of the show. You could be doing anything, but you're here, and I appreciate it. It's a Saturday. Really gloomy where I am, in outer space, of course. Just drinking some coffee, enjoying the day, did some chores, cleaning, whatever. Hope you got something done. But, you know, it is the day to not get anything done. Bitcoin's trying to get something done, isn't it? You know, dude, it's not really done much of anything since yesterday, right? I mean, it ran up and it's literally gone sideways for about 24 hours now or more. I don't know, like, right? More than 24 hours, because we're looking at the 4-hour chart right now. And you're just floating on up, aren't you? I mean, more accumulation, still real, but buyers haven't come in yet to propel it higher, and sellers have definitely not come in to dump it. And it makes sense because even market makers and whales have lives, you know, on the weekend. So that's why you should never really expect pumps or dumps so much, you know, on a Saturday. Sounds good. Thank you. Very good. So, dude, I don't know, man. I'm just here to give you all the update like we do normally. I mean, I guess we can go be more serious about this, right? No joking. Okay, you can see it on your chart much clearer now. Maybe not with the stars. Take the stars off, and it looks beautiful. Just an uptrend that Bitcoin's been in since the 3rd of January. It's now the 18th. Dang, man. We haven't had an uptrend like this in a long time, a real long time. I mean, you just think about the last time we had any real upward movement on Bitcoin was back October 24th, and it lasted like 3 days. Do you hear me? 3 effing days compared to like 2 weeks of upward movement, higher highs, higher lows. That's, I think, a lot better, a lot more methodical, and a lot more sustainable. We're talking about the midterm. We can go to that daily real quick. As you can see, linear scale, still broken out. Nothing new there. Still below the 200-day moving average. It looms. I mean, it's right above us. We have not touched it yet, tested it. Last time we even had touched it was, you know, November 8th. And that was on the way down from that 3-day scrub pump. But hey, there was divergence. There were reasons to believe why it might pump there. It did, but done. So, hey, same thing happened. Divergence, broke to the upside. Nothing like this, but you did show higher low. So, a lot more people were able probably to enter this next move up, right, that we just had. So, and it may not be done based on the fact that you have stupid amounts of positive momentum, you're nearing overbought, but you're not quite overbought. And we know just any asset we look at, right, Chad? Any one. It doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, gold, oil, steel. When they, you know, sell off and you eventually begin a retrace to the upside, so natural, you commonly retrace between a 38% retrace and a 61.8 area. So that's for Bitcoin, 9272 to 11,027. You can see it. It's what we do on everything. And so, you know, why you also might want to be optimistic a little bit is just the fact that, you know, we are sitting right at one resistance, and we've been here for a few days, couple days. It's one minor peak back from March of 2018. And once you break that, if Bitcoin does, if there's enough demand, I think there would be a really smooth ride up to 9,600. 9,500 at least, because that's the overhead resistance that was created, manufactured in the downtrend we were in for, you know, 100, 200 days or so right here. So that's where you stopped. That's why traders set it up here. Because look, I mean, it respected the crap out of this resistance area. You could never get above it, and you sold off. And you were supposed to come and back test 8,500, but you just, you know, sat there for a day or two and then just dumped right through it, and kind of ran to another critical support area, which was like 6,800. So, yeah, I mean, where we are now, this is a reiteration, of course, but historically speaking, between 8,500 and 9,600 on the weekly time scale, we never just stop in the middle. we normally always, if we break that, we go to the next resistance, which is again 95, 9600. That's the way it's gone historically, every single time. Created it the first time you ever broke it was here, straight up. And then once you finally came back to it, straight through it, then you actually regarded it as resistance for a week. You never broke through it, had a trader settled up below it, but then you engulfed, ran up straight through it. Then you spent a couple weeks above it, engulfed bearishly, and then the next week went straight through it. And then the next week after that, traders settled up below it. You see how important this area is, man? It's not a joke. And then eventually when you came back and you broke through it, you ran straight to, in the coming weeks, you ran straight to the top. And then bearish engulfing. The next couple weeks, you broke through it and you were done. And then you came back up in July of 2018 to test it, failed, dumped again. And then there you go. It's like once you broke this in May of 2019, you ran straight up to it. Even the next week after, broke through it. But then, exhaustion and stuff. This was like kind of the only time where it was a little weird, right? We engulfed, rejected the sellers, and then what happened the following week? Boom, broke through it, and then you back tested it most of the summer as a support, and then not enough demand, and you broke down straight through it. And look how you regarded it as resistance. You see what I'm saying, man? Like, it just would be really weird and uncharacteristic of Bitcoin, based on history, for it to not see 9,600 at some point in the next week or two. Like, legit. That's the argument, dude. The argument based on technical analysis, support resistances. When you break things, where do you go after that? Look at it. Look at the history. Wow. So, I hope you're all having a wonderful Saturday. This is a chilled out stream, man. I mean, what do you want, man? You want me to act like it's Monday or Tuesday? The market's open. The markets are closed, dude. I mean, crypto's open always, but it can just as well be closed. There's no one trading it, really. Another good thing about the weekly that I've discussed a few times now, is the fact that the positive momentum could be returning very soon with any kind of follow-through price action breaking this overhead resistance on the weekly. So going to positive on histogram, you normally don't just have one histogram wick. It normally builds with that price action that propagates the histogram higher, because it is sensitive to time and price action. So here we are, going back to neutral, and we haven't even seen positive momentum since week of August 19th, 2019. And you gotta really love the RSI too. I mean, the weekly looks so effing good, just to be like, I'm confident to think that we'd see 9,600 soon. What I like about the RSI is how it bounced off 40, it bounced off bearish, and then rallied, or the price did anyway. Where that's just, I don't know. I know we've done that before, but look at the price action in an uptrend on the weekly. And now you normally just stay above 50. But we're trying to get back to that area, and 60 is right around the corner. I mean, we're sitting at 55. And so if market participants saw demand on Bitcoin and wanted to extend this rally that we've been in, there's plenty of room to run to the upside without there being any threat of it being overbought. Okay? The weekly close tomorrow is pretty critical. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to do something kind of inverse miraculous for you to not close above 9,500 on the weekly. Yeah. You think it's such an obvious bear dump spot? What? Leave the bulls waiting without position? You talking about the bulls that don't regard technical analysis on significant time scales? You talking about those bulls? Or... Yeah, 200-day moving average is extremely important, Marco. Yeah, I mean, I think so. It's a lagging indicator. It's a good gauge of where we are. And yeah, dude, in the past, historically, when we were in the downtrend, you can see how once we broke it the second time methodically, we ran up, didn't even test it for dumping, and look, we ran up, we got so close to it, below it, the downtrend continued. Look, you got so close to it, you reversed to the downside. And then, once we broke below the 200-day moving average, March 14th, 2018, we didn't even touch the 200-day moving average again until April 1st. And that is when the entire insanity of this run began, though the run had begun long before this huge pump that ushered in all the Moon Boys and everything. I mean, we were here. This is a beautiful trade we had. It was wonderful. Still, no one gave a crap. No one even thought about it. That's a composite man. Composite man knows how to accumulate without people even knowing about it or caring. And there's accumulation here, but I don't know if it's enough. I mean, like, once this impulse is over, the next step is to try to stay out of the downtrend. But most importantly, I think you want Bitcoin to make a higher low than whatever 7K is, its previous low. Why do I think it would happen again? It's completely different context. Completely different context, in my opinion. From here to here. Dude, this is a great FOMO pump. Dude, you remember $800 billion market cap? This got to like 350 market cap. I just like, it's different, man. This is like consolidation. This is major correction. It's really hard to even plot a structure of this for a long time. It was so bad. No, man, I think the impulse set the tone for the consolidation. We now broken out of the consolidation, the correction we were in after the uptrend. And I think we now are going to be looking for at least 92.72 to 11,000. Another argument is...
Sailing Armageddon, flex biceps, clinking beer mugs, boxing glove, cheers all.
There's no boxing gloves, dude. What you talking about? Right? Don't they do it barehanded or whatever? I don't know. I guess McGregor. I guess, man. Thank you, dude. Seriously. For the attack on my spaceship. Wow. So the other argument, sorry, this isn't the one. I'm trying to remember. I like have different ideas on different charts, so you just have to bear with me. It's the dragon. Okay. But this is still the wedge. This is not the one, though. Maybe it's Bitstamp. I think it's Bitstamp, dude, for sure. Okay. Oops. What was that? Where it's like, if you're looking at any traditional market and you have a huge falling wedge like this after an impulse up, that's very good. Okay. I don't know about crypto, man, but when you break out of a pattern like this, powerful because it's a very large pattern that took many months to develop, and this is like 65% retrace, very good, strong support looking left, right, where you bounce and a little bit of accumulation. The targets on this, 10,146 and 11,000. That's it, dude. I don't care if there's a 200-day moving average right there. I don't care. All I'm telling you is we broke out of a bullish continuation pattern. Bullish continuation. Why is it a bullish continuation? Because patterns develop, they are pauses and trends. Pauses and impulses, right? This was the trend, the uptrend, the impulse. This is the pause and the impulse and trend. Okay? So now you run up and you hit these targets, and we may never see, the highest highs of the run again. But I'll tell you, I think that it is very possible that these targets will be get hit just because of traders. And the way Fibonacci works, retraces. Fight's 10 p.m. Eastern, I think, right? Someone said in the Discord. We're talking about 9,000, dude. Maybe on another exchange. I don't know about maybe Coinbase. I don't know, man. That one normally leads it, right? No, not on Coinbase. Sorry, dude. Hasn't done much anything. I think I started the stream at 89.50, 89.52. Oh, I don't really care. A 60-minute bearish or rising wedge. Great, dude. Great. That's not gonna like override my thoughts on the weekly and daily. A 60-minute, really? Who cares? Yeah, I don't care if it sells off again to 8,500 because I'm looking at the daily and I'm patient. We were patient down here too. The engulfing candle. This was your first buying signal. I think even Logan took a long here before he went to Fiji. This was his signal. Like we talked about the divergence and the engulfing candle. He took a long on that and just left it alone and went on vacation. He's back now. And look where we are. scroll through some chat real quick. Across the altcoin market, you know, all kinds of different stuff. You know, Link's above that 275 mark, which is good, up nearly 3%. IOTA's up 5%. And Ethereum's up 3.5% on the day at 175. But remember, Ethereum, the big one's 195 to 200. That's the major overhead resistance. Well, Bitcoin's only 9,600 or so, 9,500. What is it? Someone saying Bitcoin dominance highly probably to reach 15% in the future. Well, you know, I mean, if there's any indication of his analysis abilities based on his spelling abilities, then probably not. Never going to happen. But I don't care if Bitcoin reaches the crypto total market cap of 15%. I don't care. Like, that doesn't help me. It doesn't help anyone. Like, what am I going to do with that piece of information and data, right? Nothing. Like, when's it going to happen? Well, you know, he was right, but it only took him 40 years to be right. You know, like, stuff just, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't do anything. Well, people want to see XRP. I mean, whatever, dude. We'll honor XRP for the memes. Whoa. Definitely for the memes, dude. Ah, yeah. It's follow through price action today after the engulfing candle yesterday. Went to its highest point of the whole rally, and if you closed right now, traders would be settling up at their highest point of this rally. All right, you're at that first profit-taking level on the wedge, and the secondary profit-taking level is 26.114 pennies. You have not touched that yet, but my God, if you didn't get close. Since the bottom, XRP is up 40%. You hear me? 40%. But crypto doesn't move, man. Yeah, you just need to learn what divergence and convergence is and patterns, everything. What are you worried about? VeChain? It's down 2% today. Hasn't done anything. I think it will come down to test the top of the trend line. Come down to test the top of the trend line on Bitcoin. Oh, it could. It very well could, and it would be fine and healthy, and there wouldn't be a problem. But dude, if we look at Bitcoin in the log scale chart, or on the log scale chart, you know what we really did, right? We did test it, dude. We literally did test it. Not only did we back test it, we had a break, hook, and go, break, hook, and go confirmation, and the go even back tested. So we had 3 days straight of regarding this supply line, this old supply line, as now a demand line, where there are now people buying here versus selling. And now we're rallying and getting follow through price action on the bullish engulfing candle. So will we? We have. If you look at the most conservative way, which is log scale. Percentage change, not price change. Jonathan Q, word, man. Word. I know this is your favorite word, dude. So Todd and Drew, Colin. I mean, like, dang, dude, if this isn't a Saturday stream and you are not illuminated, you're not caught up. Yeah, sure, Todd. KRTX. Karuna. I mean, what do you want to look at, dude? What is there to look at? It's got no data. There's no established trend. Yeah, you had a breakaway gap on Catalyst, and it didn't even have to do with earnings. Earnings was like this day. This happened on news of some sort. So I don't know, man. Yeah, it's climbing. Follow the price action after a bullish engulfing candle. What do you want? What do you want from me, dude? Overhead resistance at 124. So it could climb to test that. If it breaks it, well, you probably just do high point to low point, and then you get your targets, right? So 124.63, and then the wick is 151. You break that, you probably could go to 192. That'd be your first target. Fib extension. Boom. Roasted. No pattern, really. I mean, oh, a double bottom, higher low double bottom? Sure, dude. Whatever. Then targets are up here, near 150. I don't know, though. Like, you're overbought now. You got your third positive histogram wick. And I don't have anything else to tell you, dude. Right? Very cool, though. Hopefully you got in on this. Otherwise, you're not really, you know, whatever. Breakaway gap could be very real, though. Discord link does not work. Yeah, I know. Well, it's Saturday, and my mods are probably, you know, doing things, so they normally will post a link for the Discord. I'll just create one again, but I was advised not to do that for reasons, but I'm going to do it anyway because, well, I'm not going to not let people join the Discord because other people aren't here. Okay, posting the invite link right now. But be sure to check out in the Discord the, you know, community guidelines. Don't be posting racist stuff, too political stuff. Like, don't be doing stupid things. Act like you know, you're an adult in the Discord. Otherwise, you just would get banned. So that, you know, the normal link actually takes you to that community guidelines before you can even chat, but the one I just posted doesn't. So, okay, there you go. KRTX. I wish you gave me, you know, like, you know, the best requests are the ones where, like, hey man, I have applied or tried to apply the teachings you've instilled in here, and I might see a possible trade setup. Those are the best, right? The best requests, because that shows me, hey, you're trying, you're working on investing yourself and being able to identify the things that I look for, or people at major, like, funds, institutions look for the same stuff I look for. Adult, what's that? Oh, I know, sometimes. Sometimes, dude. Dabbled in the day trading world, Shane, when I was starting, but realized just how impossible it was to prioritize my day job with it. So that's when I started getting into swing trading and stuff like that. So, and that was like just it, you know, like Cinderella's slipper on the foot. Like, once I learned about it. So there you go. King Logan says Discord is for community engagement, learning TA material, and constructive conversations, plus excellent memes. Anti-troll zone. Well, there is no troll zone where we are, unless it's positive and just funny stuff. Kudos, too risky. No adoption. Why bother? I don't know, man. I think Bitcoin respects TA so well. You know, someone was talking about it, had posted a long discussion on just scammers in here. Well, not in here, but like, you know, hijacking a certain amount of cryptos.
There's community guidelines.
Smiley, yeah, there's guidelines, dude. Don't worry about it, man. Yeah, I don't think you've broken anything yet. Don't worry. I mean, like, dude, you're not gonna get banned immediately.
Phoenix was scanning last night. Seemed like an arranged from 2016. At the bottom is now. Take a look. You rock.
Hey, Joel, man, thanks for the 10, dude. Holy crap. Hype in the chat. Hype in the chat. Cinderfella. There you go, dude. All right, what was that? MLYP. 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 Hello? You might have misspelled the ticker or something. MLYP. I'm literally looking at the stream elements. That's what you asked for, and it says no symbols match your criteria. Joel, man, you help me out here? Sweet Zeke, looking forward to it, man. Don't know if that'll be happening anytime soon, but you know, normally if a continuations to occur. It starts with a breakout, a geometrical breakout, though we know the way we had it charted before, this was a false breakout, came to test and test, no demand, and then dump back into it. Then we had to adjust the trend line. So now we're back out after that adjustment. Real talk, Andy meant real talk. Appearing offline does not even stop it. MLPY. Okay. I was waiting for that. Morgan Stanley, yeah. But it's like a... Oh, dude, 1.5. Oh, dude, I don't know about this, man. I don't care if it's... Like, I don't really care. Like, this is... Look at the trend. It started, like, bullish, I guess, and then this right here set the tone for everything below it. Yeah, I get it. You're down back at these levels, but, you know, what about your recovery? You had a bounce, I guess. Clearly in a downtrend. Probably gonna do it from the bottom. Well, that's pretty nice on the bottom. That's not anything. There's no accumulation right now. There's no higher lows, not any. It's below the 200-day moving average. Yeah, divergence played out. The divergence literally played out. Awesome. But just the trend itself, where it started and where it is now, is just awful. And you haven't made a geometrical breakout. You haven't broken over a resistance. The only thing you've done, the most recent thing you did was make the lowest low you've made since January 2016. That's just not enough, man. That's nothing. And the run up you had was another lower high, confirmed lower high than your previous high from September 2019. Lower highs, lower lows. Nothing that good besides one, like some divergence on the daily. That's great, dude, right? Just not enough. Yeah, it's gnarly, dude. Gnarly downtrend. Sure thing, Joel, man. Thanks for the $10, dude. Really, really appreciate it. But that's what it's about, man. It's about, like, you know, let's see on our requests if we can find, like, dang, dude, that's a beautiful, like a falling wedge with triple MACD bullish divergence after a huge move up. You're correcting like maybe 61.8 to 78% of the way. You know, maybe it's after that and you show bullish convergence on a higher low. Yeah, this one looks like it could be ready to break out. Sure. I mean, I guess where it is. Some sort of London tracker. I don't... Energy, it says. This one Technium asked about. Thanks for supporting my cousin. If y'all don't know, my cousin, she's live streamed before, but it was like a year and a half ago. And it was nothing, but like, she's recently gotten back into it. I'm talking like last night was her first live stream in a year and a half. And so like, she texted me and told me she's live. I'm like, oh my God. And like, you know, I want her, if she's into that stuff, she's into streaming, I want her to be successful. So, you know, kind of plugged her channel a little bit in the Discord last night, and thank you some of y'all for going over and saying hi to her and following her and subbing to her and even tipping her. That's just above and beyond. Very, very grateful for that. The love and support from this community. Y'all amazing. So what does that mean too, though, right? The tone of the consolidation, right? I mean, I guess this range we've been in, I think it's good. You're showing accumulation for sure. You're at that top of that range. So that could be high risk for a long. Couldn't it? Very well could be. Probably just this little channel right here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just a little channel. So I don't know, man. Like, it's not like you're at a low risk area for long, but yeah, if it breaks $19, there's a gap fill. Gap fill at $20. But yeah, and then we go for the extensions too. If you did break $19 and your first target $21.54, but again, you haven't broken anything. You're just forming this channel. You haven't made a higher high yet, even though you're close. Accumulation with a sell wall could break it for sure. But until you break this, high risk for a long. You want to break out and back test multiple times before you take a long on something like this. Like the stupidest long to take is when you're at the top of an effing range, historical range, before a breakout. That's so dumb. That's like the inverse of what someone should do. Like someone who thinks like, oh, it's a bearish trend overall and we're at these areas. Okay, I'll take a short at like 19 bucks or this area, and they can layer into their short before getting stopped out on a breakout above like 19 bucks, 20 bucks, right? So, you know, you just can only wait here. That's it. High risk until then. Hope that helps. Oh no, chat. Oh, what happened to the 9,000 people were saying? Oh, on some Repo exchange. Sorry, dude. It's 89.24. Not doing anything. Get wrecked. Thanks to the 525 people tuned in. What's up, fun and more? I mean, like, why is 9K a major resistance? Like, what is it? Like, where? Like, besides here, which this is an up thrust in my opinion, why is 9,000 a real major resistance? I think it's there. There's some sort of swing high here, yes. But that's it, dude. Like, I think 9,600 is the major one. 95 to 9,600 is the major overhead resistance. This is some sort of resistance, but the argument is on the weekly. Okay, hard to argue with that weekly. Screw this, man. I'm going back to my other... Because I can. Because it's the weekend. Here's your 4-hour chart. The uptrend. Uptrend since January 3rd.
Hey Mitch, I'm currently holding Twist Bioscience, TWST. I think it looks very promising. I want to know your thoughts. Thanks, pal.
Twist? Thanks for the 420, dude, men. Well, you got in a good area. There's going to be resistance above you. Like, you could probably... I don't see why this thing wouldn't run up to 25.68. I mean, overhead resistance at where you are now, there's not really. I mean, there's a little bit, but yeah, more major resistance between like 25 and 27. Yeah, look there. Look at that. Lines up perfectly. Look at that. So, if this is the range... you're just kind of in the middle of a range, kind of the lower part of the range. So, I mean, yeah, low risk entry for longs, high risk for longs. Lower risk for shorts, higher risk for shorts, right? But the moves kind of happened. Yeah, you showed some convergence, bullish convergence. You know, we ran up, and then it's like, that's it. Now you're like Friday, you're getting rejected pretty hard, and this is a long-legged doji. So that's long-legged dojis can signify at times big moves coming, but man, Friday, like, you got rejected all day and closed where you opened. So rejection wick, multiple rejection wicks. I don't know, man. Like, these are the low risk for the longs, not where we are now. Now it's like you flip a coin.
Yippee! Cheers, dude.
Yippee! Yippee, man. Thank you for the 690. Wow, sorry. Like, ugh, God, I hate it. The screen just, if I don't look over here and get it set right, you can't even see. So that's the way to look at this, man. Like, range-bound asset. But you keep making lows, lower lows, lowest low. So you definitely look at this like a broadening bottom or something. Like diverging price action on both sides. But again, man, like if you're talking about trying to be practical and trading this, you got to create a range. I mean, that's kind of what you're in. It's probably another trend line we post right there. You really want to stay above 22 bucks. Look, we back tested it on the long-legged doji. Stay above that, and you'll probably be fine. It's just like lows, lower lows, lowest lows. Okay. Look left. That's why I plotted this here. You almost touched it. Okay. And then you break this area. Well, then shoot, dude. Next resistance is like up like 30 bucks. It's a pretty channel though. Really pretty channel. Gotta respect it. We already looked at XRP, dude. We looked at it like literally after Bitcoin, so. Windows, OS. Creating. Thanks, yeah, you're welcome, Chris, man. Thanks for watching. It's a meme resistance. Oh, yeah, dude. Only in crypto. Okay, sorry. Guess we can look at Link again since it's up. Look at these on the daily. Climbed it. Beautiful. Very good. Alright, since the PCZ, we've exceeded the zone. I did think, you know, we were so close to 275 that we'd eventually hit it even at this area, which we have, and not really any higher. Trying to break out. Really trying to break out of this area, but you can see how we've hit it and up-thrusted through it before selling off again. Up-thrusting, and never really could sustain prices above it, ever. Even when you broke out of it, didn't matter. How long did you stay there? Maybe a week before dumping back below it. So, you know, this area is extremely critical. And if you can break it for real, there's always a chance you could see 373 in time. Like, if you can, like, for real. Not like up-thrust and fail 3 times. Okay? Good news is, you ran up. And when you finally bottomed out, you ended up making a higher low than the previous low, which is what is accumulation. Accumulation means there's more owners of this asset than there was before, which is a good thing. Very good thing. No, I don't get into MMA fights in terms of betting. No, I don't bet anything unless it's college for real that I'm serious about. Yeah, Brad, y'all are gutted now. Like, poor LSU, y'all are screwed next year. Y'all got nothing. Y'all lost, like, all your offensive line. You lost Burrow. You lost your offensive coordinator and your defensive coordinator. They're gone. Welcome to what Bama has to deal with every single year. Where we have, and finally, it took 2 losses for Bama to not finally get both their coordinators poached or fired or quit or something. Right, finally. So we're coming for you next year, dude. I'm telling you. You had a great year, a very good year, one of the best ever in history. Yes, I agree. Best quarterback statistically in the history of the game. For the single season, anyway. How long has it been since the PCZ was hit? Well, I mean, the PCZ, it hit the PCZ and stayed in that area for like a week or more, kind of like Bitcoin did back at 33.43. So since it actually hit the area, the entry zone, 32 days. It's been a month. 1 month. Or, 1 month, 1 day.
Inverse H in SNCMRX. Starting to see
CarMax.
patterns, but curious what makes it valid or worth trading. Like the last asset, this has a harsh stump before.
Oh, it's not CarMax, it's Chimerix. Huh. Interesting. Well, all it is bearish. I mean, I guess you could say it is some sort of potential momentum shifting pattern, yeah. You had a support. The ice line was 176. You fell below it. You were screwed, but you bounced. You got back above it, and then you back tested it as a spring, which is good. And then you've rallied, but you haven't made higher highs yet. So I guess you could say maybe it's some sort of pattern. But I don't really like upsloping necklines because how much more work does it take for a breakout to occur? Running up here, you're still not broken out at 304. And that means like you'd increase your value by 33%. You're still not broken out, right? So I think it is a good sign that you did back test a spring. You're holding, but you should now be running. You shouldn't be stalling. You should go. The thing I hate about this is that gap down, and then it's just overall bearish trends. I don't like bullish patterns and bearish trends. They suck, dude. I'm talking like overall. Like maybe you can be in a correction. This is just bad, man. Like I don't know. Like I get what you're saying. This is your idea. This is your thought. But it's the trend itself that is so gross. So gross. He's just talking about this. But even if you broke out, I mean, 439, good luck. Good luck breaking that. And then you got down here, you got 352 right there. That's where you up thrusted through it, and then you dumped right back down. So now what I would look for is screw this pattern. Try to attempt to rally and come back up here again to $4, and then sell off once more. And then you could get this really large, really discernible inverse head and shoulders, right? Where it would do this. Like that, right? And then you left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and it's like huge pattern. But I don't know if that'll play out. This is kind of weird right now. Okay. That help any? Dude, I made way more than that. Dude, LSU was my golden goose this year. I wasn't even mad when Bama. I knew they could lose. Yeah, dude, you see it. You see that. It's pretty rare, but it's like almost insured money, especially when you tease. So LSU almost every week was an anchor bet for me. Every week. Okay. Sorry, chat. 89.20. What do you expect, man? Do you expect this thing to really do something on a Saturday? I mean, you might have overambitious expectations. It's like indecision candle. That's all it is right now. And we have 8 minutes until your close. 8 minutes. Vegas Andy's streamer house, dude, they got evicted. They're not doing it at the streamer house. I know Bjorn's coming back or whatever today or tomorrow, but dude, have you seen Geezer? That guy is content, but it's just, he's so insane, dude. He's so crazy. I've never seen anyone that crazy before in my life. Not a streamer. I don't bet on anything besides college football genetics. That's it. That's literally it. I'm okay with knowing that I will be the master of one, not the jack of all trades when it comes to sports betting. 888 got hit today. Yeah, it's been hitting 888 over the past couple days, I think, right? I mean, really, it's at that area, I mean, since January 14th. Iron Schwab, man. How it going? Hold on, I gotta fix something. Yeah, it's absurd, Casper, man. It's like the anthropological side of me just is very interested in it. Okay, so guess what we could do, maybe, I don't know if I should do it now or not.
Hey Mitch, I'm currently holding Twist Bioscience.
Sorry.
TWST. I think it looks very promising. I want to know your thoughts. Thanks, pal.
It does that, I don't know why. Like, just, it's weird. It's a different overlay. Alright, so, this one was like, hey man, I was talking about it earlier, then a tip came in, we got sidetracked, but it's like, hey man, it's impossible to like predict or know when Bitcoin's gonna like dump. Someone said that today in the Discord, and it's just like, based on history, that's just not true at all. I mean, I didn't really start covering Bitcoin for real until after the Great FOMO. That's when I really started covering, and so like, okay, so even at the top, there was bearish divergence while you were overbought on the RSI and the MACD, impending price action versus the upside, or to the downside, and you got it, boom, look where you went. And then you slowly over time showed triple MACD bullish divergence, where you bottomed out right here in February and rallied, bear trap. But then when you got up here, you high, slightly higher high, about the same high, but lower levels of positive momentum, impending price action versus the downside, you got it. Then right here, sold off, got back to this critical support area, started showing bullish divergence, and then tail end RSI bullish divergence, got a rally, shortening of the thrust also, slightly lower low than previous low, seller exhaustion, you rallied. But then when you got up to, I think it was like the 618 from the high point to low point, at the 618 we showed bearish divergence on both oscillators, impending price action versus the downside. You got it. And then this took time, but you ended up eventually having quintuple MACD bullish divergence in June 2018 and tail end RSI bullish divergence. Had a critical support area, rallied, created the inverse head and shoulders, boom, roasted. Okay, so this was the only time in 2018 where you actually didn't show daily bearish divergence before you reversed the downside, but you just lead one to believe high to low. Where do we go? We hit the 618, the golden retrace. You know how important and how valuable that 618 is to us, and how Bitcoin regards it all the time. So you sold off. I think there was 4-hour bearish divergence anyway. But so then we rallied. And here, on this high, you had a rising wedge pattern, you had receding volume, you had bearish divergence, and even on the highest high, before the dump, this was a beautiful called one. We were live on stream when it happened, and we were saying, I just don't know how you can go any higher, the way your oscillators look on the 4-hour. And we were making a slightly higher high with negative momentum. It's just like all out of whack. Impending price action versus downside, you got it. Okay, and then after that, there was just a 3-month period where nothing was happening. It was awful. It's for a streamer anyway. You got to go to other markets, and that's what we do when Bitcoin's not doing anything. So that is why it's the most insane. You lose, I don't know, your credibility goes out the window when you say that no one can predict when Bitcoin's going to dump, because the history and the actual evidence that I just presented. Hello? And let's I mean, we can keep it going if you want. We had bullish divergence from your low to your lowest low. We had RSI divergence. You even had kind of MACD bullish divergence a little bit. Not as clear. RSI was very clear. That was the bottom. And then here, we had weekly bullish divergence. And in the short term, we had MACD bullish divergence. Get out of here. Before running again. Okay, then we didn't even show bullish divergence again until, like, I don't even know the last time we saw real bullish divergence on, on the MACD of the RSI, because it's just you were going higher highs, higher lows. You have to make lower lows. We weren't making lower lows at all the whole run. So that's why. But last real time, I guess, that we saw it was kind of like, see, none of this was really clear. You didn't have separate islands and stuff like that. It was just chopping. But I guess the next real confirmed time we see it is October, late October, and that happened. And now this has happened with this. So, dude, don't even come in here saying anything like that. You were ignorant to say that. If you enjoyed that tripping through time segment, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Okay? Oh, 556 watching, 275 likes. Thanks for those 275. Dead chat. Let's go, dude. No Panu. No. Baseless claim. Baseless claim 14K. Alright, it's time. Boom. New day is born. A new candle. New daily candle. Here we are. Closed yesterday. Very, very big amount of indecision, right? Wick on both sides. Which makes sense. It's the weekend, dude. Definitely the weekend. Still below that 200-day moving average. Hey, that's it, man. I wish there was more to it. I just lost. I literally said it earlier. Log scale, it interprets the chart based on percentage change. In linear scale, interprets the chart based on price change. Literally said it earlier, man. Well, I just explained it for the second time, dude, so. So all we've done since I've started the stream is sell off like $40. That's about it. 4-hour chart right now. What I don't like really is like this negative momentum. You're just holding on negative momentum, right? It's like, why are we not losing it on the 4-hour now? What's up, Tucka? Yeah, dude, sure. Who said there's a long road to 100,000? Not me, and that may never happen, ever. So, stochastic, I don't know. It's a valid oscillator to use, but I've chosen over time the RSI and the MACD histogram. And stochastics work too. You can definitely identify bullish and bearish divergence on the stochastic RSI. So, hopefully that answers your question, Gunny. Oh my god, someone named Fibonacci followed me on Instagram. Thanks for the follow, dude. I don't know, I don't look at the 2-day, man. Daily, it's enough for me. Daily, weekly, 4-hour. I don't know. If I never look at the 2-day, and I never look at the stochastic RSI, really. I mean, it doesn't mean much of anything to me, right? Monday, yeah, it is Martin Luther King Day. Would it impact Bitcoin trading volume? No. I mean, like, and if, say, on Monday Bitcoin movement happened, it's not because of Martin Luther King Day, even though you can try to say it was. Just because like a trade setup will fail doesn't mean TA's fake, right? It just means that particular trade just didn't work out. I mean, thank God, dude. If it wasn't for the 2 hour, we'd all be screwed, right? Cab up. Oh man, I've been live now for over an hour. So I don't know. I think we're good here, right? I don't think there's much left to do. I think a new member of the Discord asked about Litecoin. Which Litecoin is clearly broken out of its log scale downtrend. Near the 200-day moving average like Bitcoin, and has not broken its overhead resistance, which I've told you, and this has been this way, it has not changed. In order for your trend to truly reverse, you've got to break $65, $64.75, and hold above it. It's a very important battleground area. You can see it regarded many, many times. Breaking that could usher in a trend reversal, but not like this, not where it's just straight up and above. Dude, like what could happen is you could hit this area, reject it, and sell off and flag or consolidate for a couple weeks. You know, just make a higher low eventually than the previous low. Look, you could come all the way back down to like $47 to $50. You regard this area as a support, and then run again. And then at that time, you've reset your oscillators, and you've got the ability to really break this and make a higher high, and eventually sell off, make a higher low. And that is how the trend will reverse. This is not a trend reversal. Not at all. Not yet. You're getting there, though. You're working on it, but this is just not it yet. November high to today. No, that can't be real. Because in November, weren't we like dumping? What are you talking about? November high. Huh? This is November. Are you talking about this high? Like this one? To this one? Oh, no, man. No, not really. I mean, like, dude, I don't think so. I mean, I guess I get what you're saying, where it's like you're making a lower high right now, but you have higher levels of relative strength. There's a lot of stuff that's happened in between here, so that we haven't even created the swing high yet. And what if this thing just keeps pumping and gets overbought? You know, like, this was just Rudy poo right here. I don't think you can, even since it was so stupid and just like, artificial, just a pump and dump pretty much. I don't think you could say that. Nah, not yet, dude. You know what it's about. It's not even about trying to find the top. It's really right now holding above 8,500 for a long enough amount of time, and then sort of rounding out or staying above it, and then running again and getting good impulses. And that would show the demand of this asset. There is no, there was demand, right? On the higher low, this could have just been a trade. So until you break 9,500, 9,600, you're still in a downtrend. Well, yeah, original Joker. Of course, volume dies off on the weekends. Like, again, man, like trading desks around the world are closed, and people that own Bitcoin that are whales, they also have lives, and they go out in their yachts, they play with their kids, they take their wife out to dinner, they do all that stuff, man. They're normal people, except for the amount of money and influence they have on this market, price action. I mean, Ethereum's in the same effing boat as Litecoin, where it has not broken its overhead resistance. Not yet. Overhead resistance is $200, 195 to 200. That's it. It's very good, though. I think it's very good, a good start to break above 160. I mean, that is a huge battleground area. Over and over and over again, you've tested it. At one point or another, it's always been a reversal area. For the most part, you reverse. You reversed right when you broke through it for real. Look, you reversed. So look here, you've broken through it and you back tested it. You got a break, hook, and go confirmation off that horizontal line. That's positive. That's bullish. That's good. But you're overbought on the daily, 73. So I think now it's probably in the hands of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin continues to stay strong as it is now, then Ethereum has a chance to run up and test 195. Right, it's really just like 190 to 200. It's a $10 range, and that is the first overhead resistance of this downtrend we've been in, and I think that's the most important. But I think you can not hit that for a while, and as long as you stay above 163, you're going to be fine. Like, just don't fall below 160. That's the name of the game. Like, 160 for Ethereum is like 8,500 for Bitcoin. Literally. The same thing, just different assets. Dang, dude, 300 likes. Let's go. Thank y'all. And, you know, we haven't had one new sub announced in this stream, right? So if you're out there and you haven't subbed the channel and you want to be the first person of the entire stream to sub, it'd be cool, dude. But go figure, YouTube algos changed like 6 months ago and no one can grow anymore. Not really. No one that doesn't monetize doesn't grow anymore. Unless they do like whatever. I don't even think the degenerate people grow anymore. Unless it's just like do static videos every day and run ads. Why would they want someone to grow on their platform that's not making the money, right? Okay, man. Like, this is the price action. The rest of the weekend you should expect is probably just like this. Just floating along, man. I do like, you know, just like higher highs, higher lows since January 3rd is very good. Keep that up, man. Keep that trend going. Well, as long as your account's public, your YouTube account's public, then it should show up on the stream. It's just not. I haven't implemented it yet because I knew, like, I ran out of time, but I was also like, there's no point in sweating over it because I probably won't get any subs. Like, I mean, just, it's not like me thinking I'm going to get subs or not doesn't affect me getting subs. Like, it doesn't. Yep, saw it on the 1 second chart, dude. Monera's also had a break it and go confirmation breakout of its previous overhead resistance with candle closes anyway, where you broke, you back tested, and then you engulfed. Break it and go confirmation, but no follow through price action. So follow through price action is always what rules the day, not what you paint, what pattern you do, how long you hold on. It's the follow through price action always, and so none so far. At the 200-day moving average, you've really only upthrusted through the 200-day moving average and no higher. Actually ran up to a pretty critical area at 71.86, which is like where traders settled up back in April 2019. Traders settled up May 5th, 2019. Look at the wick. Candle close. Very important area. Near the 382, beginning of the golden zone, which is just an area where reversals can occur. Major reversals can occur. With a straight up line like this, it's very possible you sell off at any time. I don't know when it's going to end, but when it does begin to sell off and the impulse ends, you want to eventually make a higher low than your lowest low. And that would, once that pivot happens and you really see a move up again, then you can say higher low. So finally, accumulation. There's absolutely no accumulation on Monero in at least since June. The lowest low of the entire correction was here. So that's just not good enough. Oh no, bless the 1B. Get wrecked, dude. Yeah, unfortunately, that doesn't do anything, Steven. Demia, you're welcome. All right, man, that's it. That's it, dude. I'm going to go out and enjoy my weekend with some friends, and hope you do too. Thanks again for showing up and being here on Saturday with nothing going on with Bitcoin. I'll just be back. Let me just do this real quick. All right, chat. Thanks so much for stopping by. Means the world. I'll talk to y'all later. Till next time, respect the TA.